Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Victor once again. It's another day and we have another scholarship. So if you're new to this channel, you're welcome. Take a seat. But where have you been? There are lots of videos already on this channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around. I'm sure you'll find something that catches your interest. And of course, if you're a returning subscriber, returning viewer, thanks for coming back. Thanks for your constant support. And I hope that you get a scholarship sooner than later. So let's get into the business of the day. So today we are in Australia in search of fully funded master's and PhD opportunities at the University of Tasmania. So let's go straight to the business. There are different kinds of scholarships at this university, covering living allowance, tuition, and even relocation allowance. I will also talk you through how to get the English language waiver, the English language test waiver. So you wouldn't have to submit any of those IELTS or TOEFL or any of those annoying exams. So let's proceed. So this is the scholarship page. And then just scroll down a little, you see the major scholarships here. You can see the inscription here already, major scholarships. So if you click on them, you get this one, the Australian Government Research Training Program, RTP. And this is what it covers. Over 32,000 Australian dollars as living stipend. And then it's for 3.5 years for a PhD or 2 years for a master's. Both international and domestic students. So it says here about fees, tuition fees for international students, but do not worry. If you get the scholarship, or let's say when you get the scholarship, your fees would also be waived, and then you also get the 32,000 Australian dollars for your living allowance. There's also a relocation or travel allowance of 2,000 Australian dollars. That is actually for the Australian Government Research Training Program, the RTP. But there's also a similar program or a similar scholarship called the Tasmanian Graduate Research Scholarship. You can apply for both actually, and they cover similar things. They cover the living stipend of over $32,000 for both masters and a PhD. And you can also see here for both international and domestic students, don't worry about the fees. When you get the scholarship, your fees will be waived. And I would confirm that shortly. I'll tell you how to get that shortly. You don't have to pay any fees if you get the scholarship. The traveling allowance is also there, relocation allowance of 2,000 Australian dollars. Of course, there are documents here you're meant to read on your own. But for the sake of this video, I do not want it to be too long, like going straight to the point. So we'll proceed. So please consult these documents and read the terms and conditions of the scholarship. It's very important. Those are the major scholarships. There are other ones here that are department specific or ethnicity specific. So you might not qualify for that, or you can of course check it on your own. So how do you apply for these scholarships we talked about? The Tasmanian Graduate Research Scholarship or the RTP scholarship. So just scroll down a little. Scroll to the very end. So this is about the key dates, the opening and the closing dates. You can see here that some opened February and then closing the 12th of April. But then this date can be deceptive because, as we will see shortly, some of the awards available scholarships end before this date. Some of them are even saying 1st of April. So it's important to have that in mind. So let's move forward. So how do you apply? Now you're interested, how do you apply? So still scroll down the page and then go to the How to Apply tab. So click on How to Apply here. Then it brings us to this page and just scroll down a little and then you get step by step how to apply. So before you start, there are instructions on what to do. And then something about find a project. So it means that there are certain projects open for scholarships, open for applications. So what it means is that you have to check the available scholarships and see if there is any in your area of interest or in your area of specialization. So let's open the project. So this project means topics that the supervisors have already mapped out. Probably they already have funding on, and they're looking for students to help them research. So now we are here. These are the different funding opportunities. You can see the different departments here as well. So what you do when you get here is to use this tab and choose whether you're domestic or an international student. So we said international. That's often sufficient for now. So it depends. Are you looking for a master's or a PhD? So we'll leave it just international for the sake of this video. So these are the opportunities open for international students. So this is accounting. That's why it's just showing accounting here. You can see here that it's saying 1st of February. Do not worry. There are still lots of scholarships still open. Do not mind this date, 1st of February. So let's check other departments. So this is agriculture. You can see 1st of February. So this is probably closed. Or it could also be the case that nobody has applied for this yet. That is why it is still on the website. So you can contact the professor in charge to ask whether it's still open or not. But let's concentrate on the ones that are still open. You can see here the 1st of April. So this one is still open, and when you click on it, let's do that quickly. So it tells you about what the project is all about. You can see here that the closing date is actually the 1st of April. So it's important to have that in mind. Open to both domestic and international students. And you can see the stipend here, the scholarship, over $32,000. There's a summary about the project. There is a tab to see the supervisor and what he or she works on. And then you get the full funding details. The stipend you get, the relocation allowance, you get tuition waiver. And if successful as an international student, you also get your tuition waived, so do not worry. So it's not just for domestic students, but also for international students. So what are the selection criteria? You can see the key dates here. And then quickly check for the selection criteria of what they need and the skills or the background you need to have. So for the application process, demonstrate that you meet the selection criteria. Contact the supervisor, the professor in charge, and discuss the project with him. So tell the professor that send him or her an email that you're interested in this funded opportunity, that your academic background, your research background aligns with this project. Show how you meet the eligibility criteria, so the degree you've done, the skills that you have. If you also have work experience, also do that. So it's a good thing to contact the professor with your CV, and usually with your CV and if you have your transcript, you can also put it there, or a sample publication related to the course at hand. And I think if you get an approval for the professor, then you can proceed to submit an application, which will involve your CV, and your professor would give you a form, sign the form, your CV, and 2 reference letters. And this particular position also needs a project research proposal. Of course, you can check for other projects as well. So you can go back to the main page. Remember, go back to international students. And then scroll down. There are lots of opportunities. You can see here geography. Let's see, geography. So some are still open. This is about droughts in the southern hemisphere. So we can open this on a different tab and see. So this is for a PhD. The closing is also 1st of April. The funding is also quite similar to what we have already. So the instructions are already here. Just follow the instructions and you will be fine. Look at the skills the professor is looking for. And then how to apply is also stated here. So I hope that is useful. There are lots of departments. You can see health science, humanities, law, management, marine and Arctic. You can see marketing, medical research, nursing. So just scroll down. I'm sure you find something that suits you. So remember, some of them have this February dates and they're probably closed. But if you're interested in that project and you think you want to try your luck and contact the professor, you can do that. But these ones are still open, the ones with 1st of April. April is not so far away, so probably you want to start on time. And probably you want to come back to this website and check if your project is not here for now. You might want to give it like probably from next month, because usually they like refresh the projects, the available projects. So you can return here and check if there is a project here that aligns with your area of interest. So these are the available ones for now. You can see medical research. Those February dates are very annoying, I must say. Then you can see some in April as well. Thank God. So thank God for the ones in April. So for the English language requirements, as I talked about at the intro of this video, so these are those annoying tests we talked about, the TOEFL or the IELTS. So how do you get a waiver? So just scroll down a little bit more. There are some countries that get automatic waivers. You can see them: Australia, UK, US, Canada, Singapore, New Zealand, and so on and so forth. But then scroll down a little bit more and you can get for people with qualifications outside Australia and outside the US or the UK. So this is Malaysia, Austria, Denmark. Scroll down a little, those who studied in Africa. So if you're from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, you can also get a waiver so far you comply to these requirements. So check for your own continent, for your own country, and see what kind of waiver you can get. But then if there's no waiver, unfortunately, you might have to write one of those IELTS or TOEFL exams. And that's it, guys. I hope this was useful. Fully funded master's and PhD opportunities at the University of Tasmania. This is fully funded, covers your tuition, covers your living expenses, and then you even have like a travel allowance of 2,000 Australian dollars. And I hope you'll be applying for this. And if you are going to be applying for this, do not waste time because the deadline is just around the corner, as you can see already. And that's it from me, guys. I hope this was useful. In case you've not subscribed already, please do so, because many more videos are even coming your way on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So as usual, guys, we cannot wait to celebrate you. Get to work, start putting your documents together, and I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.